Want to break down on some of the latest topics from cons to the pros? We interview many individuals to share their knowledge about the news stories surrounding the teams and its players. This is Nothing But That Sports Talk. Welcome to Nothing But That Sports Talk. I'm Rafique Louison, and I told you I was going to get the other Those Wrestling Girl podcast host, Krista B.
Hi everybody, thank you for having me.
Yeah, she's also known for doing production work around High 97. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do there?
Well, High 97, like you said, do production work. I'm also a writer for the station. I do a lot of the social and a lot of the editorial stuff. So just look for my name on the website.
You don't do any of those High 97 Now segments? I mean,
not yet.
You do fit the bill.
Not yet. It's coming. I got some other things in the works.
Yeah. And you want to know what's also in the works? The debut of SmackDown on Fox, which happened about a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Along with Wednesday Night Wars. NXT competing with AEW.
Right.
As a wrestling fan growing up, what are your thoughts going on behind that?
I feel like with the Wednesday Night Wars, we're going back into Monday Night Wars. Instead of it being Raw and Nitro, it's NXT and AEW, which I'm loving. Unfortunately, me and P, my co-host, we're not able to watch it live on Wednesdays because that's when we record our podcast, Those Wrestling Girls. So we have to go back and rewatch it when we're done. But it's crazy. Like, our Twitter feed constantly blows up with updates on what's going on. It's like we can't really wrap our heads around that the fact we have another brand going head to head with WWE, and it's something that the industry needed because it was WWE for a really, really long time. They kind of bought out everybody. So it was good to see that AEW is now planting themselves on the map, and their wrestlers are phenomenal. Like, they just keep going and going. Every week there's always new ratings that the AEW is higher than WWE. So we just have to see where it goes.
Yeah, so far AEW managed to top NXT. Well, except probably yesterday when Finn Balor turned heel. That was just so unexpected. The way how he took out Johnny Gargano, it looked like he was going to team up to take on Adam Cole. Yeah, it's just how do you top that?
I don't know. Like, and Twitter was. I feel like I could have just threw my phone out the window. Like, that's how crazy my Twitter feed was going on my personal and my Those Wrestling Girls Twitter account. It was just something real crazy, unexpected, and I'm like, damn, like, who would have ever thought like that would have happened? Like, Finn Balor destroyed Johnny Gargano, and now we just have to see what's next week.
Yeah, and let's not forget they managed to compete with Cody Rhodes' rivalry with Chris Jericho at AEW.
Right.
And Cody Rhodes put WWE on the map by saying that this isn't like the other WWE company where Chris Jericho dominated. He has a good point. Cody Rhodes is the face of that company, unlike in WWE, he was basically in mid to lower Carter.
Yeah.
What do you think about Cody Rhodes' development in AEW compared to WWE?
I feel like Cody Rhodes made the right decision and leaving where he wasn't wanted. Cody Rhodes in WWE was always trying to find himself. He was a part of Legacy with Randy Orton and Ted DiBiase Jr. or the second. And then he became Stardust, Goldust's younger brother, but he was also known as the younger brother of Goldust, the son of the late great Dusty Rhodes. So for him, and everybody stood behind him when he was Stardust. Everybody really stood behind him. Everybody really wanted them to get that push, and the Triple H and the McMahon were just like, nah. So I feel like him leaving, and then he went to Impact for a little bit on TNA, him leaving and coming up with his own entity, his own brand, was something that was needed for the culture, because now it's like now we can see what WWE is lacking in compared to AEW, and maybe be like, okay, maybe WWE catches the head now, because this is what fans really want. So I'm proud of Cody and Brandy and all of them for just jumping ship and doing their own thing. Because you're not WWE does not mean that you're not a wrestler anymore. Does not mean you're not a business person.
Yeah, you're never a business person. Especially when a certain podcast is having its own 1-year anniversary party in a few weeks.
Yes, we are.
How did that idea come together? And, from your side of the story. We already got Patricia's side of the story on the earlier episode. You're going to have to watch it on YouTube or listen to it on Spotify. But how did you what was going through your mind when Those Wrestling Girls podcast idea actually came about?
Okay, so so me and P had met through her sister, and we were sitting right on the same team for a small amount of time. And one day we were talking. I don't know how the conversation came about wrestling, but it was just like, "Oh, you like wrestling? I like wrestling too." So then me and P just became really close and texting each other, calling each other, watching it. And I said, "Yo, we need to start a podcast. Like, this women's evolution is coming up. You know, it's rising, it's becoming something greater than what we think it is." Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha was called up at the time. Then Bailey came up the following year. And you know, the women are headlining doing first ever Hell in a Cells, first ever Last Women Standing, like all of those matches. So it was like, and there's nobody out here covering it. So I was just like, yo, we're gonna think of a podcast name and we're gonna go for it, we're gonna do it. So I came up with the name Those Wrestling Girls. P hated the name. She's like, no, I don't like that. I said, I'm telling you, watch, like, cause I'm like, it could go either way. If somebody's mad at it, like those damn wrestling girls, like who are they, this, that, and third. But if somebody listens, oh my God, it's those wrestling girls, I love you. So it goes either way. So after a while, like after we shot our very first dummy episode on IGTV.
Yeah, I remember watching that the day I first met. Well, actually, it wasn't really the day I first met you because I met you at the Live Black Girl podcast.
Yeah.
And then a week later, you was like, oh, I saw you at the podcast. And then all of a sudden, when I told you I was a wrestling fan, I showed you all the photos with the wrestlers that I took. You was blown away.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. And then from the IG, we was like looking everywhere to figure out where we were going to shoot at. Then we started shooting downtown Brooklyn. And then from downtown Brooklyn, we went to Bushwick, Williamsburg area. No, Bushwick area. And then from there, we ended up out here in the city at Gotham. So now we're shooting every Wednesday, putting out episodes every week or try bi-weekly. Now we have a Patreon, we have an Anchor, we have, like, we're slowly evolving. So being that we're about to make a year, people was just like, we gotta celebrate. So I'm like, yeah, sure, happy. I was thinking, at first I thought it was just me and her celebrating. But then when we was like, no, we're just gonna open it up to everybody, for our fans, our friends, our family to come out. So yes, November 6th is our 1 year anniversary of Those Wrestling Girls. You can come out. Find the link on our Instagram page. You can RSVP. It's free from 6 to 8. Just come out and hang out with us.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Go to the event. And I guarantee you, you're going to get a taste of what Krista B and Patricia had to go through when it was Monday Night Wars. Imagine having to watch any one of those shows. Like, okay, as somebody put together the event, which one are you going to watch the most? NXT or AEW?
Oh, that's so hard. I don't know why you just put me on the spot like that. Like, why would you put me on the spot like that? I don't know. I really can't even give you a valid answer. Like, I like them both. I like where the women are going in NXT, especially now because Finn Balor just turned heel. I'm really anxious to see what's going on. Like, I saw the brawl between Cody and Jericho, and I'm really confused as to why Brandy attacked, I can't think of her name right now, the other woman. Like, I'm really trying to see where her character is going. So I'm really confused on really what to watch on Wednesday. I'm just going to hopefully sit right in between both screens and just like go back and forth. I don't know.
Or you could watch one show on your laptop and one show on TV. I'm kidding. But
if it works, it works.
Yeah. Whatever it takes to keep up as a wrestling fan.
It's a lot, especially now. Like, we have Monday Night Raw, Tuesday is Calm, Wednesday Night Wars, AEW NXT, Thursday is Calm, and then Friday we have Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah. Speaking of SmackDown, what was going through your mind when you found out SmackDown was coming to Fox?
At first I wasn't here for it. I'm just like, why are we changing to Fox? Because they were on Fox at one time before. It really didn't work out. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. But now I see how they're trying to get out of that PG era or PG-13 era. So I'm liking that it's on Fox. I'm liking, you know, where it's going, the branding of it and how it's evolving and changing and things like that. So I'm okay with it being on Fox now.
Yeah, even though the viewership has kind of suffered with the baseball playoffs going on, congrats to the Nationals for taking the first 2 games against the Nationals. Haha, Nationals. But yeah, since we're talking about wrestling in particular, what matchup will become one of your favorites since the move from SmackDown to Fox and the rebranding of Monday Night Raw? Because there's a lot of stuff that's been going on between the Rusev and Lana and Bobby Lashley storyline, that was just so unexpected.
I hate that. I don't like that.
What?
It's so cliche. It's going backwards. If we're moving forward, like, why do we need to involve infidelity and all like that? It's trash. It's super, super trash. You just cut it out and let it go. Go watch your business.
Yeah, but I did like that brawl where Rusev attacked Bobby Lashley.
Yeah,
I did like that moment because Bobby Lashley had to come in when he decided to be homewrecker, no offense. And yeah, this is the storyline that crossed my mind. Oh yeah, Glenn Vasquez versus Brock Lesnar and Crown Jewels. Since we're talking Crown Jewels, what matchup are you looking forward to the most? That or Tyson Fury versus Bobby Lashley? Braun Strowman.
Neither.
Why?
Because the build up for it is trash. Like, it doesn't give me any high hopes for it.
Yeah, that's true.
The build up for it is trash. When Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman was in the ring, and they had the bodyguard and stuff, and Tyson has to hit. Like, I get his hands are licensed, so sometimes you really can't hit anybody. You're under contractual restrictions. But make it look like it was he was hitting air, and all the bodyguard was just falling back. Like, you didn't hit them at all. You saw it on Claims Day on TV. And then with Cain Velasquez, the thing that he did with Shelton Benjamin, it was just like that wasn't even needed.
Shelton Benjamin was not really needed in that storyline, like, because you're building up to Brock Lesnar versus Glenn Velasquez, the guy who defeated Brock Lesnar in UFC.
Yeah,
and now they're duking it out for the WWE champion, and he's basically like giving the WWE championship opportunity, and you just gave it to the company the same way Cena was giving opportunities left and right back in the day.
Right.
When he was the face of the company. Like,
it doesn't work if it does not cohesive. It doesn't.
It's like everything you're telling me is kind of sticking in my mind. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I hope Crown Jewels actually goes well, especially when you're gonna have Ric Flair's team going up against Hulk Hogan's team. Another team you're not.
To be honest, none of this phases me. Like, I don't get the teams. I don't get the fact that I like Crown Jewel ever since last year kind of went downhill for me. Like, the first year, like, okay, cool, it was dope. Last year, I'm just like, Now this year, it's just like, okay, we have Team Hogan, Team Flair. We have Bobby, I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm saying about Lashley. Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury. Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar. Then we have The Fiend and Bray Wyatt. Like, it's like you kind of already know who's going to win out of all of these matches.
Yeah, it's like, besides WrestleMania, every other pay-per-view is too predictable. It's like, I don't even get into pay-per-views all that much anymore. That's just the way it is, especially Crown Jewel.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Crown Jewel.
Yeah, especially after a year ago when a journalist died, but they decided to do the pay-per-view anyway. That was just, WWE did not show any sympathy after watching a journalist die. I mean, don't get the wrong idea. I like the fact that they're actually getting international people, people outside of America coming to the shows, and WWE do not go to international sites often. Like, they don't really go all that often. Like,
I feel like they just have to do it right. They're not doing it right, so it's not as intriguing, especially now you're going into a country where the women aren't really allowed. And people tend to overlook that that Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss was the first women to ever wrestle in Saudi Arabia during that trial, even though they had to wear like kind of shorty skin. People overlook that fact. And for you not to allow women or have women in your company go over and wrestle, but you have women attending in the audience and little girls attending in the audience and being at the women's evolution, it's still climbing, it's still rising, it's still growing, you still see these talents. It's like you're really putting women on the back burner just for you to get a quick coin.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. And you know something? There was this one time where Jinder Mahal held the WWE Championship, and it was just to attract international people to watch the WWE Network. At least that's what I'm told by a reliable source. But you know something? If you're gonna have people go international, you gotta do better, WWE. You have to do better. Otherwise, AEW is gonna continue to take shots at you, and it could actually go downhill from there. I don't even know what WWE is gonna do to step up. I hope Survivor Series does better because
Survivor Series is my favorite pay-per-view. So I needed to step up. I need something to happen. That's what I just need.
Yeah, that's really all you need.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to end this podcast, sadly. Thank you for checking it out. You can listen to it on Spotify and iTunes, or you can watch it on YouTube. Check the link. It's Rafique Louison. I'm Rafique, which is my name, by the way, alongside Krista B from Those Wrestling Girls. And I know I have to do it one by one, but I promise you, one way or another, I'm going to get both of them in the same episode. Trust me.
Stay tuned for that.
And for those wrestling fans, along with sports anywhere, get your head in the game.